when you took over the Mets in 1990, you mentioned in your book how a lot of the style you learned, you pattern yourself after Gil Hodges. The way the dress code and this. Do you think a lot of that influenced your managerial style when you were managing the Mets?
Yeah, it did, but I wasn't as successful as he was. I wasn't there very long, just the 2 years. It was, I preferred being a coach, but they let Davey go and asked me to be the manager. And it's tough to say no, but I really liked being a coach more than a manager.
That's right. You mentioned because you wanted, like you said, you wanted to be like this modern day's Frankie Crosetti. New York Yankees, longtime coach. Yeah. You could buddy up to the players, and you can you could be a role model, a father figure, or the manager. You have to be the disciplinarian, and you think as a coach you can kind of be more, wear more hats, so to speak.
Yeah, and it was, as a coach, I threw batting practice to the big boys every day, and I couldn't do that as much as I did. I liked it because I, knew how to throw the ball to Strawberry and all the guys that could hit home runs. And, it would be terrible if I threw batting practice and got them all out, wouldn't it?
You throw a few breaking pitches, or you mix them up, or you just
no
change-ups?
Shortstops don't throw anything but gas, straight gas. And I still do it. I'm 71 years old, and I still throw my 15 minutes of batting practice. You got 1 in this, 3 in this hand, and you throw probably in 15 minutes. You probably throw as many 100. You throw 100 balls, and if you do that in the big leagues, they take you out.
Right. Yeah, you mentioned that in the book too about these players are just they don't go the distance anymore. They used to, back when you played, these guys would finish what they started. And now I think, and Nolan Ryan said that he thinks that doesn't the innings limit doesn't really do justice for the arms. I think you have to build that muscle and throw and go the distance, and they don't do that enough. They're saying that when they're younger, these players tax their arm too much when they're kids, and then that's why they get these Tommy John surgeries. But what is it? What's going on today? Why is it have all these Tommy John surgeries in your opinion?
Well, I don't know, but there was eras where guys threw two games in one day. They even when Seaver, and I don't remember them having a counter. You'd go out and you'd say, "How do you feel?" And he'd say, "I feel great. I'm okay." And after a while, if the pitcher was tired, Seaver said he was about 100, 135 he could throw. Wow. That Nolan Ryan said, and he threw over 200 pitches, and 27 years he pitched. And he was always a power pitcher. He
was your teammate in '69. And tell me, the pitcher that you saw in '69, and I think it's till '71 before he got traded, and then he just made this transition. He went to the Angels, and he was just one of the most dominant pitchers in baseball. What do you think? You think being in New York, living in New York, and change of scenery affected him? And
Yeah, I mean he's from Texas, and this was a different coming here. I was from Northern California.
You went to Texas, I think, in 1980. You finished your career with the Texas Rangers.
I did. Yeah, I did. And it was 3 months of 100-degree weather. Wow. That's why I'm still thin over here.
Nice. You just had a series in Sugar Land. Did you go there?
I haven't gone there. Grody keeps calling me, and he says, you got to come, He's not too far from Sugar Land. And I said, I don't go on the road, and now I would have to take another flight like I had to do a long time ago, So, been there, done that. But he was special. I mean, '69. He would walk 3 guys, bases loaded, all the time when he pitched with us. and then he'd strike out the side. And he did the same thing. He came in '69 World Series, and the bases were loaded. And I saw him come in, and I said, "Oh boy, oh boy." And Hodges gave him the ball and said, "Noli, you should be awfully familiar with this situation." And he got all the side. He got 3 guys out.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. That was the '73 team. Now that was, people say I've heard comments as, oh, in 1969 you got lucky with the Mets. They won, the Baltimore Orioles won 1 game. You guys beat the hell out of that team. Now they say, I think in '73 the Oakland A's in Game 7 got a little lucky there. I think there were some factors with the sun and some other plays. That was a tough series. I think they kind of got lucky. I think the Oakland A's got lucky. I mean, they had a great team. I mean, don't get me, Jackson and their pitching staff. But tell me about that '73 team and just how heartbreaking was it losing that? But do you feel good after leaving that series, or was it heartbreaking? You think? It was a good run though. I mean, you guys,
they were really a good team. I mean, we were, getting them for a while, but we were in their territory in the end, and that's definitely something that is good for the whole team. We were in last place. We were way down, and Rusty said, "We can't lose another. We have to go in, and we have to 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4. Otherwise, we're not going to make it." And we climbed all the way up and passed up Pittsburgh. And
dominant team at the time. They were
absolutely
won a World Series too.
Yeah, but that was, and Rusty says, that was the miracle Mets, right. Because we went from last to first, in the season.
That's what that's saying. Yoki's saying it ain't over till it's over. Adopted.
It ain't over till or the fat lady sings or whatever and stuff like that. But that was. It's a shame that we didn't win, but and I've been blessed. I mean, I went to the Phillies and we won.
At 272 that year.
Yeah, we won. I went there for '78 and '79, and I didn't play in the playoffs. They had a really, really deep team.
Pete Rose.
But LA came in and beat us. Those 2 years.
Your teammates with Pete Rose that year. How was it coming back when you went to that team? Did any talks come up, or you guys just put that behind you? And how were you able to put that behind you when you saw him there, or had you already put it behind you? That little scuffle in game.
Yeah, it was to me. For us, it was over. It was part of a game, and I didn't like the way he handled. Morgan told me that he was going to come after me just to fire up the team because I said something that
you're hitting like you or something like that.
I said, some guy just, I'm kind of like silly at sometimes, they were waiting for, Matlack to come back in, and I was close to where his, blocker was, and somebody said, "What do you think about the big red machine?" I said, "They all look like me hitting," meaning that, they're struggling, they're trying to hit the ball, instead of the big red machine was pew pew, they're hitting it all over the place, and they did. He had a 3-hitter, yeah, but I don't think that's what was said when it went back to them.
It was the game of
it wasn't just that. It wasn't. Somebody's probably said something, because Morgan said, "Don't ever say anything like that about me." And but luckily, Rusty Staub was right next to me when I was kind of fooling around in a clubhouse like that. He said he didn't see anything, And so Morgan was okay, but he said Beals was going to come and fire them up.